Right, here we have the Vauxhall Insignia with the adaptive Zenon headlamps, factory fitted, and changing the bulb can be a mystery to many people, but it's not that complicated, as I'll show you with this short film. Inside the engine compartment you have the right hand headlamp unit, which has a fair old space behind it, and there's plenty of room there to work. On the other side you have the left hand headlamp unit, where you'll see there is pretty much no space to work. But if you have to work with the left hand one, you just take this and pull it out. It just pulls straight out like so. It has a little lug that fits on, and when you're finished working, it gives you space to work, and when you're finished working you just shove it back into the water bottle, making sure that the lug engages, and it's as simple as that. Right, to start with, standard on most cars, a little cover on the back of the headlamp that comes off. Looking inside, you can see the bulb. Now it's an Osram, the original make anyway. It's a D1S bulb. It's 35 watt, and the colour coding for it is 4300K. It has a little power connector that plugs into the bottom of it, which I'll show you as I extract the bulb. The bulb just turns slightly to the left, just a little left turn. Oh, maybe use the other hand. Slightly round to the left, and then it will pull out. If it's not a, if it's a bulb that you might want to put back in, if you're doing something other than changing a dud bulb, be very careful with it, because it has an element on it that can easily become damaged. It's a bit fiddly getting the power cable out, but there we are, and now we can just gently ease the bulb out and turn it round, taking care not to touch the glass with your hand. Don't touch the glass at all. So there's the bulb, and it has a Vauxhall bulb holder, the black circular part attached to the front of it. On the bottom there's a little clip. You see this little piece on the end here, push that in and it comes straight off. Famous last words. There we are, that's the clip, the power clip off the bulb, and we can now take the bulb and fit the bulb holder onto the new bulb. Right, here we are. This bulb holder is a circular piece of plastic that fits in behind a ring on the bulb itself. If you look at the top edge, you see it has this little piece here. To press the clip, and the whole thing just unlocks straight off the bulb, and you can slide it off. There we are. And there is the bulb. You see on the outside of the bulb there is the element, that is the high voltage element leading to the top of the bulb, and you must be really careful putting the new bulb in that you don't damage that element as you put it into the holder. It's a very narrow aperture you have to get it through, and you have to be careful to ease it through without touching. And there is the maker's name on the bulb, Osram Xenarc D1S 35 watt, and as I say, the colour coding I've been told is 4300K, which gives a reasonably white light without getting into the blue spectrum. I have here the new bulb, which I'll unpack and fitting will be the reverse order. And once it's out of the package, you can see it's quite a fragile thing. So the first thing is to fit the bulb holder, and it goes in behind this ring, the black plastic kind of ring that's on the bulb, and it has on it, if I can show them, little lugs on the bulb holder. These two lugs here in particular, the ones at the bottom of the picture there, they fit into these two detents that you see on the black circle on the top left, about 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock as you look at it. The wrong angle there. The little one goes in there, the bigger one goes in there, and once these are fitted in there, then you can close the bulb holder over. The spring clip will catch and you're ready to put it back in the car. Now I have tried putting the bulb in first and then connecting the power cable, but I found that was very difficult to do. So what I do is I connect the power cable first to the bulb, and then I carefully manoeuvre it back in to the aperture here with the power cable attached, and then it easily locks in place. But you have to be really careful not to damage the element. There's just enough cable to work with to do that. If I put the bulb in first, I just couldn't get the power cable back on. There wasn't enough space for my fingers in there as well. And that's it all back in place with the plug back on and the bulb locked back in. I couldn't film it while I was doing it because I just haven't got enough hand. But I hope that gives you an idea of how simple it is to change one of these over. The cost of the bulb from Vauxhall I found was £140, which is a 2014 price. On the internet I was able to obtain one for £35, so it's a big difference doing it yourself. It's worth noting there is a very high voltage goes through these things, and you must make sure the keys are out of the ignition, and there is no chance whatsoever of the headlamp turning on while you have your fingers in there. You really don't want that. But it's quite straightforward to do, and there we are, all fixed, back in business.